Welcome in, Mia here. If you clicked on this video is for you. What he secretly thinks of you. Let's find out. I can't wait to dig in. So we're going to start with our Hidden Truth Oracle. So we're just choosing one card from the Hidden Truth Oracle, which gives us very specific answers. And then we're going to draw lots and lots of cards and get into the deep meat of the situation. What he secretly thinks of you. What does he secretly think of you? I'm starting to understand our connection. I'm starting to understand our connection. Ooh, I love this. That's like a little spark. Lights things up, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and start in our gold deck. I want to start in our gold deck with his energy of what he's secretly thinking of you. Go ahead and tap into this person. Imagine this person now. Imagine the way that they walk, that they talk, the way that they laugh, the way they connect with you, the way that their eyes meet yours, their body language. I'm pulling, right now I've pulled 4 cards. I think there's something else in here to pull, so I think I'm going 6 cards. I sure am. So we have 6 cards. That's what we've got. And we're starting here with what he secretly thinks of you. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Cups. And we have the Knight of Cups. Oh, very interesting. My goodness. All right, let's get into this. So first of all, there's something competitive about him for you. That he feels competitive about this connection. That he feels competitive about anyone else that you're talking to. He feels like he wants to be in this. He wants to compete for you. He feels a little jealous of the other people who get to be around you, even people who are not romantically involved, just people that you smile at, that you spend time with, that you do that body language that says, oh, I'm here to talk to you. I'm really interested in what's going on in your life. There's something about that makes him, it riles up his competitive energies. And he feels very competitive about this. It's the first card that we pulled here for this. Now, the next card that we pulled is the 9 of Swords. So there is also something that is bothering him. And I do believe it is about your connection. That's something that's rolling around in his brain, that is rolling around in his subconscious, the kind of thing that won't let him sleep, that's causing him a lot of turmoil and a lot of angst and anxiety. And maybe it's rethinking things he said to you, or rethinking the way that he should be doing things, or thinking about, it could be getting into some jealous territory, or this could be thinking about what he needs to do in order to be the kind of person that you would be attracted to, that you would want in your life, that you would deem the appropriate person, the good person to be with. So there is some angst underlying all of this. Now there's also the 5 of Swords here, and the 5 of Swords is this. There's something a little bit sharp and a little bit cold here, and I am feeling this in a way that he sometimes feels like, even if this is completely coming out of nowhere, that you're like, I didn't give any signals that this isn't like all signs go, or that that he should pull back. But there are some moments where he just wants to give it all up and like just clobber his way out. And it's not a very good description, but just kind of and almost in a kind of brutal way, that he's just like, I could just give this all up, I'm not even sure that I can compete here. I'm not even sure that I can do this, or that this obviously she doesn't want XYZ, those kinds of things coming up, and then everything kind of cascading down of this slightly interior fight that he's having of sort of brutalizing himself almost on some things, and brutalizing himself maybe in some ways that are like you have to be better at XYZ, you should be able to do that, and so some interesting energy underneath of that. Now we have the 3 of Pentacles, which I love, because the 3 of Pentacles is a card of designing. It is a card of architecture. It is a card of creation, that he wants to create something with you, and he wants to figure it out, and he is actively thinking of solutions and ways, and starting to understand your connection makes so much sense to me, because there is this space of truly trying to figure it out, trying to figure out who you are, what it is that you want, trying to figure out where you want to go, trying to figure out if the signs are right for it to move forward and to move up and to up level into something bigger. Trying to just really read you and discover and figure things out, and plan that. Now, the Ten of Cups pops up. Now, the Ten of Cups, this is a big card. This is a card of completion. This is a card of, I sometimes call this the happy ever after card. It is standing under this rainbow, both arms open, both of you together, a feeling of family, whatever that looks like, a feeling of home, whatever that looks like to you. This feeling of it's complete, it's done, I've met the person, this is the space, this is the one. So I do feel he has these secret thoughts of you, that you are the person. He can imagine you being together. He can imagine what that looks like, what having what your chosen family feels like, what home, calling something home, being home with one another feels like, calling you his person feels like. There is something lovely about that, and very heartfelt, and the cups get into feelings and emotions. And we have the Knight of Cups here, so I do feel that he is really storing up a lot of emotions, regardless of who this person is to you. If there's somebody that you have been, truly like digesting, somebody that you're like actively trying something with, or if this is someone you've barely spoken to, he's already accumulated a lot of feelings for you. And he has a lot of feelings to have and to give, and he does it in a sort of soft way, but it is very vulnerable and very real and very authentic and genuine. And I feel like he's sort of getting to a space where he's ready to sort of offer up pieces of his heart to you. Whether he's ready to say that or not, that's a different situation. Or has the courage to do that. There's a lot going on here on the front end that feels a little frenetic and a little challenging to hurdle over, to actually feel like he's making his way towards moving things forward. I want to know more about what he's secretly thinking. I hope you do too, because I want to pull some more gold cards. I want to pull some more of these cards just to see what else is going on in here. So let's just see a little bit more about what he's secretly thinking of you. I would like especially to look at, I just want to keep that open. Let's just see what the deck wants to give us. So I'm definitely feeling that, and I'm feeling that as well. So we have 3 more cards. Same line of thought. What is he secretly thinking? We have the Page of Pentacles. Absolutely. We have the 3 of Pentacles, where he's in that planning mode. He's in that architectural mode, figuring things out. And the pages are these youthful messenger cards. And this is also back in the Pentacles, which, can have to do with earthly things, but we're really talking in a sort of romantic way here. So I'm really feeling like he wants to do some sort of, he's really contemplating giving you some kind of message, whether that is like actually asking you about something specific, or talking to you about taking things to another level, or a physical message, or an action-oriented message, some sort of message that he wants to give you about how he's feeling, about taking this into a new space, about moving things forward, about how much he values you. Now, interesting, we have the 6 of Cups reversed. So with the 6 of Cups reversed, this is interesting to pull here. So the 6 of Cups is, this is a card of sort of feeling familiar. A lot of nostalgia involved here, sort of almost going back to some reminiscent, maybe childhood feelings even. And there's a lot of emotions and feelings here. So I do feel like there might be tapping something here that is almost an unpleasant childhood memory or feeling. And this could be his parents fighting. This could be his parents splitting up. There could be some underlying fears here that pop up with you. You might have some characteristics from somebody he grew up with that didn't play well with longevity or a relationship, or there might be something in that that's causing him some worry about the two of you together, and that's creating a little bit more of that friction, a little bit more of that anxiety, a little bit more of that be careful, be careful, be careful. So that is very interesting to pop up. Now we also have the Emperor popping up here. And I love pulling this because we do have some of that, anxiety. We have some of this stuff coming in. We have that Knight of Cups, which is such a soft and gentle entrance with such a big heart and all of these emotions and feelings. But he also has this seat of power when it comes to you, this feeling of wanting to take control, this feeling of wanting to succeed, this feeling, which gets into those competitive feelings as well, but this feeling of wanting to, I hate to say conquer, that's a terrible word when we're talking about two people, but that kind of feeling of wanting to really step into his masculine energy and be this incredible masculine force that comes in, knows exactly what to do, has all the confidence in the world, and is ready to just really take things into his own hands and make things happen and be a doer and a getter and a competitor. Be a competitor. So there is something very masculine within him that is really stirred by you. And I rather love that as well. Okay, let's take a look at the potential though for this. So let's just see what is our potential looking like. I'm stepping into our old trusty deck for this. And as you know, perhaps, my old trusty deck gives it real. Some really good, incisive, hey, you asked me, so I'm telling you, answers. Yeah. Okay, yes, so we're just looking into this potential. Yeah, and I'm feeling a lot back here. Okay, yeah, oh, no, I feel one more. Here we go, we got it. All right, let's see what we've got. All right, so I have 5 cards. So we're looking into the potential for this. Oh, we have the Queen of Wands. Love to pull that. Oh, we have the Ace of Swords. Love to pull that as well. We have Strength. This is looking very... I have the King of Wands. Our old trusty deck is speaking here, who also usually has lots of reversed cards to throw our way, but no reversed cards here when we're asking about the potential. And we have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, wow, there is real potential here. This is delicious. This is great information coming from our old trusty deck. Let's talk about this. So our first card that we pulled was the Queen of Wands. 3 cards later, we pulled our King of Wands. This has the potential to be a very strong partnership. And in between those 2 cards, I pulled the Ace of Swords and the Strength card. So here is what I'm seeing, that you have the potential with this person to be in a real power couple, where it's not even just a power couple. To the outside world, it is definitely couple goals, and it is definitely power coupledom. But it also, because you're both fierce, you both make each other better, you move each other forward. There are no obstacles that are getting in the way, either in your relationship. You'll figure it out. You'll be creative. You'll think outside of the box. You'll be fired up for each other. There's tons of physical attraction between the 2 of you. Things get hot and spicy. Wands get into the fire energy. There's a lot of passion. And there's also this optimism and just this drive, this moving forward, where you guys can just really move forward together. And it really is, there's a lot of movement here, and it feels good. It feels like a very powerful seat, and you're well balanced between the 2 of you. It's a beautiful balance of energy, that you are well suited for each other. You have a lot of similarities, a lot of things to connect with, and a similarity of personality, of the fiber of who you are and what makes you strong and what makes you good. Especially in this relationship, you probably would become more like each other, and those characteristics would be superb, really great. Now, the interesting thing with our Ace of Swords and our Strength card in between those 2, what I'm seeing is that stepping into this, if you moved forward here with this person, there would be so much opportunity for clarity for you both, that you would have all of a sudden things just became clear. You understand exactly where you're going, exactly what you want, how you want to be doing it. There's just a divine truth that sets in, that lets you move forward in a very clear way. Lighting things up for you, clearing the path for you, making things decisive, cutting through all of the, I want to say a curse word here. I'm not going to, but you know what I'm talking about. Cutting through all of the other stuff. All of the stuff. It's YouTube, so I'll censor myself. But it's, just cutting through everything else. It is the truth. It is the real. It is, the pith of it. It's good. It's very good. Now we also have the Strength card here, and the Strength card, I love the Strength card. I hope you've pulled this with me before. I always do this because it always blows my mind, and I have had many a reading where I feel like I'll pull the Strength card and someone will not really, it's kind of, strength is kind of a throwaway like value. Oh yeah, you're a strong person. Oh, thanks, I'm a strong person. No. This card is a card where a woman is calmly closing the mouth of a lion. So just take that in. This is not just, oh, you were strong, you mustered your way through something, and then there's all those, oh, well, I had to be strong, I had to, this is a different kind of strength. This is almost a magical power because she's doing it with ease and grace. It is a strength that it puts you in a place where you are using your given gifts, where you are uniquely yourself, and because of that, you are doing something beyond human. You are doing something almost magical, closing the mouth of a wild animal, which also tells me that even though you will be so similar and have such similar fiber of being, you also will have a beautiful masculine feminine dynamic. So there will be a real sense of his masculinity and your femininity, and how those two work together in such a beautiful, joyful, peaceful, symbiotic relationship in a beautiful way that makes you both better and highlights what you are both capable of and who you can be, and that you might not have that same kind of relationship with someone else. This person might not either. It might be a totally different thing. So I love that popping up. And then, of course, he comes in as his King of Wands self. After that, so it's kind of sandwiched in between that this is what you house, this is what you hold between the two of you, and with all of that, you are moving with this force of motion forward and this fire underneath of it all. It's very exciting. Okay, now we have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands, King and Queen of Wands, the Seven of Wands is kind of a holding your ground, holding your territory. You've created this headway, you've reached this point, and now you're really holding this domain, which tells me that this could be a very maintainable relationship as well, that you could cover lots of ground and be able to maintain it, that you could really, it's not just like, oh, we had this great first 3 years and then, we had that thing and the nosedive and we lost passion for each other. No, this tells me that there's all the potential and all the energy here for you to really staple this in, to really hold this tight, for this to be something that you can maintain and keep the fire for each other, have the passion for each other, keep the attraction for each other, keep pushing each other further to be better versions of yourselves. And really heighten things and keep things going in that beautiful way. I love these messages. These messages are glorious. This is wonderful. What fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'd like to take a look into some blocks, any potential blocks. I'm actually going to move into our black deck, which is a slightly newer deck for me. So I haven't figured out its personality yet, but we'll take a look here and see what's coming up for any blocks. Any energetic blocks, and let's see what we have for this moving forward. If we have any energetic blocks that are popping up for this to be able to move forward. If there are any, yeah, I'm feeling some things over here. Okay, so we're gonna dive in right there, and we have something else right there. All right, I've got it. We've got 4 cards. So we've got, wow, so we have the 5 of Wands reversed. Now, the Five of Wands was the very first card that we pulled over here in his energy right now. The very first card, that competitive energy. He wants to compete. Something that's popping up as a block where that competitive energy, and we felt that with that anxiety, we felt that with those thoughts, with the feeling of maybe just wanting to give up and throw in the towel, but the sword, because we got the Five of Swords, throw in the sword and, sort of storm off like, I can't compete with this. This is maybe too much. So this feels like it could get into a space where things could stop before they really start, because those thoughts could become too much, and that energy could become too much, where he feels he cannot compete. He feels he cannot be what you want him to be or need him to be, or he just gets in his own way about it. It doesn't even feel like this is necessarily something you're doing, but that energy could go off course before things really take off, which would be a shame, because as we've seen, the potential is looking very good. Now we have the Seven of Pentacles next, and I'm just going to turn over the rest of the cards. We have the Seven of Swords, makes perfect sense as a block. All of these making perfect sense as a block. We also have the Seven of Cups. We have 2 7 cards right next to each other as well. Just pointing that out. Oh, no, we have 3 7 cards. We have 3 7 cards right next to each other. We have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Seven of Cups. Now, I would 777 keep that in mind as you're going about your life. If that number really comes up for you, with these blocks in mind, that could be a little sign of something. Maybe something that you're thinking in that moment, if it's the time, maybe something, but think of that in terms of it being a block, that something could be coming up. If you happen to be having a negative thought, that's like a little sign, like, oh, ding, 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 this is going to be a block for this. And, maybe if you're moving things along, you might not want to go to a restaurant that's at, 777 Main Street. So just, we'll put that forward. Now, first of all, with the Seven of Pentacles, as a block, there could be a part of you or a part of him that kind of just, I don't want to say gets bored, but gets tired of waiting for things to harvest. It sort of exhausts itself, that someone's not moving something forward, someone else isn't moving something forward, both people are deciding not to move things forward, nobody's moving any energy, and it just stalls out, and like, I don't know that I can wait for this harvest to harvest. The fruit's not ripe, I'm moving on. And we did feel that energy before as well, in his energy. I do want to look at your energy, because I want to see what's popping up in your energy. I'm just pulling blocks for the both of you. I'm not pulling blocks specifically for him, to clarify. Now, with the Seven of Swords, this is kind of a thieving card. It's this kind of cavalier thieving. Somebody's stealing something away, and our swords get into our thought space and our mind space. And we see that already. You are already very much in his thoughts. We have the Nine of Swords over here as one of our first pulls, as our second pull of the day. So with that, we know, and we also have the Five of Swords, which are, that kind of throw in the towel feeling that we were getting. Now, with that, we know that you're already very much in his headspace. So this could be in your energy as well. But in his energy, definitively, there is a feeling that as a block, it could feel like he's just tired of thinking about it. He's tired of going around and around in his mind, having his thoughts stolen by you. And, even though this is not something you are doing purposefully, but because there's this anxiety underneath of it, and it's not just happy, good thoughts and good vibration. It's not just manifestation energy. It's, kind of deteriorating, it's withering, it's exhausting, it's much, that could be a real block for this as well. Now we have the Seven of Cups, and the cups, feelings and emotions, and this card, this person is looking, you'll notice, like into a cloud, where there are cups that hold good things and there are cups that hold bad things. And this again gets into that feeling space of, this could happen, that could happen, this could happen, and that could happen, all these imaginings. And, when it comes back to the childhood thing we were talking about, that nostalgic card that was, that is reversed for us, that we have, that you know, that with the Six of Cups reversed, we have this feeling that you might or your dynamic, you know, and this is not something you should change about yourself. This is just something to be overcome that might be causing some anxiety. Remember, you are you, and you should own and embrace that. And you know, even if it reminds him of someone else or something else that doesn't have good connotations or that makes him worry, it's something to be aware of for sure, but it's not something to change yourself for. But all those imaginings could really come up and, you know, nip at the heels of this really before it even takes off. Or perhaps even in like the foundling stages. So let's look at your energy, because I want to see what's popping up in your energy. Then we will ask about how to, like, any action steps you can take to move this forward, because this has so much potential. This is very strong, good potential, and it does feel like there's some real potential for it to not really get going. So I would love to know about how we can overcome that. But first, I want to look in your energy, because of course there are things in your energy that also might be, you know, coming up as a block, or that might be helping to move things forward. Or let's just take a look at you. Let's see what we need to know about you. So I'm diving into our pink deck for you, and if you've pulled with my pink deck before, you know that she's sassy. She doesn't play by anybody's rules. That is her personality. She does what she wants to do, and I love that about her. Okay, we have the Hermit reversed. Oh, we have the Lovers. We have the Lovers in your energy. I love that. We have the Knight of Cups in your energy. We pulled the Knight of Cups in his energy too. And we have the Tower in your energy. So I'm seeing a lot of good information. First of all, I think you're just coming out of a space, and perhaps you're even just coming out of a space where you've really pulled back into yourself. You've really been in an interior space where you're figuring some stuff out about yourself. You've been doing some spiritual awakening. You've been really figuring some things out, shining light on some things that you needed to shed light on, and you're just ready for this moving forward. So even if you were dating somebody before, or even if you've been dating this person, or you know, you haven't really come out of your shell. There's something that you've been really holding back and holding on to, and keeping within yourself, and sort of holding precious to yourself, and you're finally sort of ready and in a space to open up, to not hide away, to not just be one single insular unit. And the Lovers really shows that for us as well. There is an energy around you right now that is packed with this potential for being in a space ready to receive love, soulmateship, for it to be divinely cast, for it to be meant to be, for it to be your heart's only, for it to be truly something very special. There is this energy around you that's inviting that in, and that's really getting to a space that's very open and receptive, and I'm ready to be in that space. And that's fantastic. It's beautiful. Let's move that forward for you. Let's see what we can do to move that forward for you. We also have the Knight of Cups, which we pulled for him as a duplicate card in his energy, and what he's secretly thinking of you. And I think that you have this energy that is calling that to you, that you have been calling this person in. This is an energy that you have been craving and desiring, and I don't think you even really know that he has that in him yet. There's some piece of you that wants a certain kind of love, and you don't even know yet that this certain kind of love is something that this person has the potential to give you. But you have been calling that in, and that vibration within you has been pulling at that vibration within him as well. So there's a call that's going out that neither of you are really aware of, that's matching something up between the two of you. Now we also have the Tower, and you know our Tower card has that destroyer energy. So with this card, I do normally love this card. I always love to, because there's so much change that happens here, and it's usually big change and good change, and it can be such a it can be such a life changer. I just said change about 20 times, but this is a very intense card that can really bring in some good things because of its destroyer energy. It's always usually uncomfortable in the moment. What I'm really feeling from this card, pulling it over for you, is that you might have some destroyer energy within you that can be dangerous in relationships, that you might want to burn some things down. And I'm not getting a read on why you might want to burn them down, but I think that could be a real block for you from moving past a certain point with someone, that maybe you let yourself get to a certain point and then it feels like maybe too much. Maybe you want to test their love. Maybe it feels like it's couldn't possibly be real. Maybe there are old belief systems there, but this is something to do a deep dive on. And there's always, if you want to do a deep dive on anything here, there's always a link below for you to do a deep dive on anything you want to get more information on. And also, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to us. And also like this video too, if you would. And yes, now we continue. But this destroyer energy, I don't want to see you get in your own way. And I know that we all do. We all get in our own way at some point. But this might be something you might really want to take a look at. If this is an energy that resonates with you and you're like, yeah, I do have that destroyer energy. And it feels like, even though, whoa, Queen of Wands, King of Wands relationship where you can keep it together and have this new opportunities for clarity and all this between the two of you, even as incredible and packed as the potential is for this, that doesn't mean the old habits couldn't sabotage. So that is something to watch out for. Now, like I said, I do really want to look at, and I'm going to go back to our old trusty deck. I'm going to go back to our old trusty deck to take a look at how we can move this forward for you. What kind of action can you take specifically if you want to move this forward? How do we overcome those blocks? How do we find a space for you to really move this forward? Should you really want to move this forward, which, I don't know, feels pretty strong. It's feeling pretty good. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I'm only pulling 3 cards. Let's see what they are. Oh, okay. All right, we have the 10 of Wands, my King and Queen of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Star. I love these cards. So we're asking really for action-oriented cards about what you can do to move this forward, should you want to move this forward. Now, the 10 of Wands is a card of moving something forward. It's a card of completion. It's basically like, oh, this is really hard. It's really difficult. I feel like maybe I'm not going to be able to finish it, but you are going to be able to finish it. So this is really telling us that one of your action items is just simply not to give up. Just to simply stay in your Queen of Wands energy. Really stay in what your moving forward looks like, which might be combating negative thoughts, which might be combating your impulse to burn it down. Maybe, check that text message twice before you're like, oh, this is a burn it down text. Okay, I won't send it. I'll send it in 2 hours. Let's just wait, see if I want to delete it. Whatever that may be for you, and you know what that is. You know who you are. You know the fiber of your being. You've got, that divine intuition and insight into yourself. Write those things down so you remember when it comes time and you really need to remember. But this is really just about staying with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Don't just, give up or let it go or burn it down. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So this is telling me, and this might seem very off course, but it feels like, are pentacles getting into that getting into that earthly space, things that are of this earth, which include our finances. We come back to our finances with the pentacles, but we do often come to things we own. We come back to our physical body and being, which includes our face and our presence, our physical being, and the place we live. All of that, your clothing, all of that can come into the pentacles. Now, because I'm asking for action-oriented things, our Queen of Pentacles, what this is saying to me is take care of your physical world. And I do feel this coming up as a message semi-frequently, that if things are off in your physical world, if your home doesn't feel like a home you want to invite him over to, as an example of how you live, clean it up, tidy, do what you need to do, put stuff away, get rid of stuff so that it is the space that you would want to invite him into, if you haven't already. If you're, and do it for the next time that he's coming over, or but really pay attention to your physical world. This is getting your finances in order. If you would be embarrassed for him specifically, to read through your bank statement, maybe go through it, be honest with yourself, be truthful, face it, and get organized and get a plan together for yourself. Our Queen of Pentacles is I love to give her boss vibes, because she does. She has a great business mind, but she's soft. She is nurturing. She has a growth-oriented mindset where she's growing everything around her. There's so much growth here. Just keep thinking of your physical world, your finances, your skincare routine, whatever it is. Just keep thinking of it as, you're in your garden, like she's in her garden. You're tending your garden. You're making things grow. It's about the daily routine of making it grow. How do you make it grow? How do you make it better? How do you make it a place that is flourishing with flowers and that you want to be in? How is it as fragrant as it can be? How do you weed that garden, throwing things away that no longer deserve a space in your life? And I'm really talking about environment and actual physical things, as opposed to getting into the mind or getting into, like weeding your mental garden, which of course, or your energetic garden, which of course is important to do as well. But I do find the physical world affects those things quite a lot. And we also have the star here, and this tells me this is very soft and simple guidance. This guidance is really be you. Be your fullest, shiniest self, just as you are, with your eyes on your path of what it is that you're doing. Now you'll notice, here for YouTube, we give her a little paper swimsuit, but she, a little cover up, but she's naked in this, and she's really bearing it all. She's very vulnerable. It's not something you have to try to do. It's just something you are. You have this giving spirit about you. You have this giving essence about you. That's part of the fiber of your being. Just let yourself be yourself completely. Don't put a mask on. Don't, decide, oh, well, you know what? If I'm going to move this forward, I need to be this kind of person. You are the best version of you. You're your shiniest version of you. You are, you're in your power as you, as who you are. You're not putting anything on top of that. You're not masking that. You're not trying to be someone else. That doesn't mean don't get better, because obviously that's a huge part of who you are. And that's also, that Queen of Pentacles energy is growth oriented. Keep growing the way that you grow. Keep, evolving and changing the way that you evolve and change, especially coming out of this hermit space that you've been in and doing all that self-work. But let yourself shine as you are. And I know that's kind of that action is just so, okay, it's not an action. But maybe if you can give yourself a little meditation in the morning, a 5-minute meditation, just to put you back in the essence of you, tap you back into who you are for 5 minutes every morning, so that you are in that place when you go about your daily routine, when you go about the rest of your day. You're in a space where you just are who you are, and you don't have to think about it. It's not something you have to do. I love this. This is such a beautiful reading. I hope that you loved it as well. If you, please comment below. Let me know what hits you, what strikes you, what you think about this. Also, let me know as this evolves. Let me know. I want to hear how this unravels and unfolds for you. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to pull it's an ancestor and angels and ancestor card for you. Yes, from Oracle deck, Angel and Ancestor Oracle deck, just to see you off and send you on your way, even though I don't want to send you on your way. Okay, our beautiful, yes, we have the She-Wolf. I love this card. I love this. She-Wolf. Unleash the wild within. Unleash the wild within. Be your star self. Unleash everything about you. Let yourself howl at the moon. Let yourself be your wildest self. Let yourself be the woman of your wildest dreams. And boy, is that magnetic. Boy, is that putting that vibration out there, calling in your lion. I'm going back to the strength here. If you are resonating with this message, even if you're not, but just that you've watched this message, plant a wolf below for me, and then let me know why you do or do not resonate with it, if you would. And I know that's always vulnerable to ask, so if you don't feel comfortable sharing, I totally understand. But if you do feel comfortable sharing, I love to hear. I love to read it. So plant that wolf below, and thank you for being here, for staying with me through this entire thing. And also do continue to let me know if you like this format, if you prefer to see the cards from top down. And yes. Okay. Until I see your precious self again, I'm sending you love. I'm sending you so much light. Mwah. Mia.